That's it now?
That's super it now.
Super it now. What's up, Nima?
What up, Remy? Look at you. You timed that perfectly this time. I'm not kidding. Like this, your face was on and you're like, what's up, Nima?
It's a beautiful thing.
What is?
What I just did, obviously.
Okay. But definitely not your face. I don't understand. How come you keep getting robotic at crazy moments? But hey, everyone. I'm Nima.
Do the spiel, I'm Remy.
Okay, I'm doing the spiel. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into week 1 of House of Cards. We're going to do just one episode today. It might be a really short one. Let's hope it's a short one because I'm beyond exhausted. But we're here. We're going to talk about episode 1 of House of Cards. Thanks for everybody who has tuned in for our last series. It's awesome. We love the discussions that are happening. And let's see what people think about House of Cards. And let us know if you want us to do one episode at a time or if you want us to do multiples. We're kind of leaning towards doing multiples for the next episode.
I think we're going to do 2, 3, and 4 next week.
Let's do it.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
So now that we got all this important information out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Subscribe, comment.
Welcome to Steadiocast.
Are we okay?
Yeah, I just did that. Anyways, did you like the episode, Nima?
I did, man. I was just to kind of like half prepare for the show. I watched the last 4 episodes of the last season yesterday or the day before.
I just watched the previously on.
Oh, that's it. No, I don't do that. But
that really helped.
I like this show so much, and I missed it. Yeah, I mean, I love this episode. Like, it's different. It's really dark, but I miss House of Cards shit. It's so much. It's been so long since we talked about it. We saw it.
Yeah, and he's finally kind of looking at the camera a little more at us. Does he do that when he's in the House of or Congress? When he's in Congress talking to the other congressman?
You're talking about
the opening scene? Does he look at the camera? Because he's looking at the young guy that's like, trying to go up against him, I guess. Mm-hmm. And he's looking at us in the camera, and then he's looking at him. So it made me think, the whole time when he's looking at us, the audience, is he consider us his enemy or friend and gives good advice to us? I
think he's giving good advice. He's never like, if you think about it, if he ever breaks the third wall, I think it's what it's called. Hopefully it's not the fourth wall. He never does anything mean to the audience. He never takes any information away from the audience. It's always like a little elbow tap, like, check this out. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, he was definitely yelling at the beginning of the episode, but remember, the moment he turned to the camera, he stopped yelling.
True. He does that a few times.
True.
The true truth. Yeah, it's really good. I liked it. Just can't wait to keep watching it. It's never the first episode that does it for me for House of Cards. It's like 3 or 4 episodes in, and I'm like, okay, hooked completely.
I think episode 1 usually does a trick for me. Like
the intro is really good.
Intro's really good, but remember like season 2, episode 1, when spoilers, what's her name dies? But
Zoe Barnes.
That one. So like episode 1 of House of Cards can have a tendency of being like really shocking. Like even this one.
Hold on. But Zoe Barnes did not die episode 1.
She died in episode 1 of season 2, didn't she?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
maybe.
So like even this one had that shocking moment, which I loved. That was a great twist at the end of this episode, which we're literally jumping to the end of it, to reveal that what's his name, Joshua Masterson, something like that.
What character are you talking about?
The kid, the terrorist kid from the last season.
Oh, yeah, Josh.
So that he was caught and he was alive and in some sort of a FBI safe house. That's an awesome twist to have.
But then it leaves so much room for like imagination. Like, what is this dude supposed to do with this Josh dude? Like, he's supposed to kill him and make it look like some kind of beating or something.
No, they killed him in a shootout, remember? That's what they revealed at the end.
Yeah, I guess so.
I like this show. And
yeah. Do you think it's uber relevant with today's political realm?
Wait, I think it's... Oh, wait, I have this completely wrong.
Uh-oh.
No, we're fine. I'm noticing something is offset by 1 pixel line, and it's driving me crazy, but it's okay. And
if you're still watching us after all this nonsense, thank you very much. We're going to keep doing this nonsense right now.
And here's more of that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
For people that are leaving the comments already, if you haven't already, I'm the best and you didn't notice. But there's a spelling error in our intro, and I noticed it 30 seconds before we went on the air, so there wasn't enough time for
Oh,
me to re-render
I'm sure
everything.
if you didn't tell them, Nima, no one would have noticed.
Yeah, everybody go back and rewatch it. I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. More views.
I think it's relevant, but I'm not sure if it wants to be relevant. That's I've been
Yeah.
thinking about that for a while because like House of Cards came out during the Obama administration and it was
Yeah.
like trying to be dramatic about politics in a way that was kind of getting close to real life, but at the same time, obviously pure fiction that you're
Sure.
enjoying this dark like political power being in place. I
Hmm.
feel like now it must be somewhat uncomfortable for the creators. No matter which way you're politically leaning, the drama that's happening right now, I imagine the show creators don't like it because it makes the show almost seem
Like
less
on purpose, like to, yeah, I see what you mean.
it
But you
seems
know
less
what?
exciting almost.
That's very true. But I mean, this was probably done, edited like a few months ago.
It was. This
Okay.
show started shooting before, if I'm not mistaken, before our presidential election.
Right. Before, well, I mean, the election was like a year and a half long,
Right.
really, if you think about it. Was this written before this started?
No, no. I mean, maybe written, yes, but as far as production, I think it started in the heat of the election.
Um, remember Claire's speech at the beginning? She's talking.
To the
She's
camera about
what do
this.
you call these things when first lady just talks to the camera to the people of the USA via TV? Is
It's
there,
like
is
a
there a name for this?
no. Well, I mean, she wasn't doing it as a first lady though. That was a campaign commercial.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was a commercial. Is that when she talks about the press being so noisy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really interesting. I feel like maybe that speech may have been written like
Afterwards,
recently. Yeah, well, not recently, but like afterwards, because the press is really noisy.
the press, dude, the press needs to be noisy.
Oh yeah,
Like that's one of the things. Like, I'm gonna get somewhat political in this, and I'm not
it's
gonna
all
lean
right.
either way.
Good.
So don't exit yet. One of the things that drives me nuts about people advertising about America, and I'm an American now, and I'm glad I am. It's working
Drives
out
you
really
nuts
well.
about advertising in America?
No, advertising about America. Like when we
Oh,
when we always go around and say we're free. Isn't it awesome to be free in this
oh
country
yeah,
and
like
stuff?
you're talking about America.
Yeah, basically, exactly, more or less that. But the thing is, all the things that people America for,
I
most
have special
countries,
effect soundboard on here.
right?
Sorry, Nima. Sorry.
Most people enjoy that already. A lot of countries do have more or less a similar kind of freedoms out there. But one of the things that is really uniquely American,
Hmm.
which over the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years has gone down the hill a little bit, is freedom of press. Freedom of press is not something that exists everywhere. And like I grew up in Iran, man. If a newspaper was too much against the government, it's guaranteed it would get shut down. And newspapers get shut down all the
All the
time.
time,
Like, so it's nice to live in a country that press, if done right, has the power to take down the government if they wanted to,
if done right.
if done right. So
But press is used for anybody else. It's used as a tool by all these people.
yeah, and
Some of it
it's
obviously
commercial
is
now
like
too, which sucks.
reporting, but still, they need to make money somehow, and they have to report on stuff that
Correct.
it's all about perspective at this point, but things that might not matter.
Right. And they need to
Anyways,
get
I
views and
think
stuff. But we're back.
yes, I think that's how far political talk is going to go. I knew this show was going to trigger that, Nima, but it's all good.
It's gonna keep triggering it. We have what is it?
I miss talking about science.
I know. Talking about AI.
We spent like the first few months of our Steadiocast adventure by talking about science. But anyways, um,
Go on.
I looking at some notes that I took. Um, wow, the funeral scene.
Go on. Is that your note? Wow, the funeral scene?
Yeah, well, no, not wow, just the funeral scene. Like it was really, really well built because it built up tension. It was like one of the first scenes too. Like it's like within the first 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and it's like, where is this going? This is awesome. It's weird and effed up, but it's awesome.
So what did you think about that guy whose name Steve? Let's call him Steve, from the guy who gets decapitated. His
Right.
daughter. What did you think about it? The daughter.
It's funny you bring that up.
Go on.
Are you talking about storyline now, or are you talking about something else? Because storyline, right?
I don't know. Go take Take with it however way you want to go. Go.
You know, in the end, when Frank talks to Josh through the window,
Frank talks. Yeah, yeah.
that's that weird scene. Like, what was Frank what was he trying to, insinuate? Or that's probably not the right word, but what
I
was
think
he
that is
trying
the right word.
to? Yeah, what was going on there? What was the purpose of that scene and that girl being extremely well traumatized for once, but like almost weird about it. Is that bad just writing,
No,
bad
no, no, no,
acting?
no.
What is
That's.
it?
I think that's.
So does that mean there's a deeper thing to the story
Yeah,
because of this old girl?
yeah. I
Okay,
think there is a deeper thing to the story, and
but we'll never find out because
I
maybe
don't know.
it's meant to like maybe it's all really done really well, so that makes us feel just like that, and we'll never hear what really happened because the Underwoods have moved on because that was
Correct.
just a small part of their plan, or they improvised and turned things to their favor.
I think you're right about that because this is one of the things that is like classic House of Cards is that they could drop a bombshell and never hint on it ever again. So like a key story event in this thing is maybe we don't know the whole story between the hostage taker and one of the hostages. Maybe there was some sort of a weird teenage thing going on.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that they may never talk about this ever again, even though it seems fascinating. Like I want to know what the hell they were talking about, what happened,
I
all of
think it's
that.
just that. I think it's that because Josh's reaction, he loses his cool there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, as in he doesn't want to go to jail, because of a girl. Really, like I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this at all.
And the girl seemed sad when Joshua gets killed. Josh.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so, but she's
But
just sleeping-ish,
yeah, but the thing
looking
is
at
like the reason I asked you about what do you think about the daughter is because I feel like story wise I liked it, acting wise she
right.
took me out of the show. Every time she was on,
I agree with that. So if we're both right here, that means the acting was lacking on her part, which means they're still trying to probably get us to think what we just said. But it's terrible of us to say that someone was acting not well, because
why?
maybe it was acted really well. I mean, we just didn't pick up on it.
Okay, I like the fact that you're giving people the benefit of the doubt.
But
And
also, she's like what 12, and at that age, being an actress probably very confusing for some of them.
right, good for you for
I
being
just don't want to
positive.
sound like a dick, Nima. That's all.
It's not being a dick. If we're reviewing something, even if we love that thing, we're allowed to say the negative things in it. Like
Sure.
so, like this show is not as good as when David Fincher made that first episode, and like, God, I hate the fact that I keep saying like. David Fincher has this focus on getting everything to the perfect detail that he wants it to, and that includes acting. That includes the smallest camera movements and everything. And
Right.
it's great that he built this visual style for the show that's continued from episode 1 all the way now, even though he's not involved in it anymore. But when it comes to this episode and that girl's scene, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking if David Fincher was directing this episode, that would not have been an issue. He would have just done 50 takes to get that one good one. And when a show
Perhaps,
becomes,
yeah.
dude, this is the 5th season. They obviously don't have as much money, and they're trying to make the show in as quick of a time as possible. So they
Are
don't have it.
you're saying they have less money now than they had when they started?
It's definitely a theory of mine that they have
You
far
can
less money.
you can kind of tell
Yeah,
that the
the
production value's gone down.
the production value has gone down in some very specific ways.
I thought of this when I was watching it, especially the Congress scene and all the other scenes. Like, I think the budget. Don't think money when I say budget, but I think that went up in their props
Okay.
and like the buildings it can do stuff with and stuff like that. But anything else kind of was like maybe like you suggested. Like, what do you think was kind of thrown out the window as far as money goes?
I think I noticed it in season 4, and it kind of has continued in this episode so far. Every scene that there's extras involved, even though realistically there should be a lot of extras. There should be a lot of people in those scenes that they have them, whether it's campaign rallies. Oh Jesus, campaign rallies,
My dogs.
it's all right, or Congress or anything, or press meetings, or people in front of White House. They're using really close-up shots, And when you look at it, they don't have that many extras. They have like
I'm
20
gonna be
or
completely
30.
honest with you, Nima, with all the two things that just happened. You lost me. I'm sorry. Please start again. I'm sure you lost everyone else who's watching this. By the way, if you're still watching us, you're pretty awesome. You should stick around and watch us more because obviously we kind of make sense to you, or you're just laughing at us. I don't know.
No,
Thanks for watching.
what I was just saying is that I don't think they have enough. The wrong one. They have enough. There you go. Enough money
Subscribe.
for extras. Like every shot that there's extras involved, if it makes sense
That
for
costs a
there
lot
to
of
be
money.
3 or 4 people, it's fine. But when it goes to a scenario where there should be 60, 70 people, somehow it's always a close-up shot that only shows 15 people in the background really
Right.
huddled up close to
Okay.
each other.
Yeah.
Like that's when I notice it's obviously smart filmmaking and they should continue using the money wisely. But I'm realizing that they're not being ambitious with what you're seeing on the screen, which is fine. This show is more
Oh,
about
that's a great way to put it. Not being ambitious with what they're putting on the screen.
right. This show's
I
more
like
about the dialogue. It's
Yeah.
totally fine. Be as conservative as you want with how you use that money that you have. Go for it. But I'm noticing that it's less wide shots, less crazy things, which I don't have a problem with. I still love this show.
What do you think of Frank and Claire's newly acquired appreciation for one another slash
Ooh.
possible rising tension between them? There's a few scenes, or at least one scene, that you're like, what's going on there between the two of you?
Are you talking
Like,
the balcony scene with the sniper? Is that the one?
I think that was part of it, yeah. I started thinking about it during that interaction, before they actually go there, when they start talking within the house.
Okay. No, I think you're definitely on point because I got the feeling that Claire seems like she has some regrets. She misses maybe Frank in certain ways, or maybe that's the message that I picked up. And Frank seems almost moved on from it. Like Frank, like in that scene that you're talking about on the balcony, or the one I'm talking about, Claire says, "So what are the president and the first lady doing tonight?" It seemed like a romantic, like, let's have a good night.
Offering or
Right.
something.
And then Frank's like, "Well, you're gonna go hang out with Tom. Bye."
Yeah. See you later.
Right. Which that relationship still seems weird to me, but
Oh, of course.
to each their own, right? And
Yeah.
then Tom steals jewelry for no reason, which I don't get.
I don't know.
That character
don't-
has been strange to me since the moment he was introduced. And
What's his job? He writes the speeches for them.
yeah, he started as a speechwriter. I don't know what he does now.
No, he's a speechwriter slash Claire's lover.
Slash Claire's lover. That's what's on the business card.
Yeah.
I'm Tom. I'm the speechwriter slash Claire's lover.
Speechwriter writer slash first lady lover.
First lady lover.
That didn't sound right.
If somebody should go get that website, firstladylover.org or .com. Let's see if it's available. Remy, keep talking.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
I'm gonna
You're
regret
actually
it.
doing this, Nima?
Yeah.
Hey, cool. So while Nima is searching this interesting website, maybe he's going to buy it. I don't know. It's probably taken.
It's not.
Nima, realize on your glasses we can see reflection of the screen, so
So
might not be
porn comes up,
appropriate. Yeah, you never know. It could happen.
So if I take off my glasses in a hurry, you know what's come up on the screen. Hold on.
Or if he does this. No.
Just run out of the room crying.
Yeah,
It's
on
available
Remy
for $12.com.
It's
$12
not
a
taken?
year.
Okay,
It's not
what's the
taken.
full name that you put on?
Firstladylover.com. We should buy it and make a website for Tom.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Just have his face there on the first page of it.
There's something really addicting about buying domains, and it's a complete waste of time.
No,
But
it's not. I don't think it is. I mean, I've never done it, and I recently learned that you've been doing that a lot, and that's probably smart if you catch the good ones.
yeah, like this one. I'm gonna I'm gonna just add it to cart.
This one is pretty excellent, I gotta say.
First Lady Lover can be the official website for our show.
Let me think about that.
No, the answer
That
is
means
no.
I'm considering it. Okay.
All right, let's go back because this is gonna be horrible.
What's the other couple? The younger couple that they're the Republican Party running.
Governor, whatever his name is, and British wife.
Yeah. It's another great website name right there.
Yeah.
Governor, what's his face?
If
Um,
you come to the show not for a good analysis of House of Cards, but awesome domain names based on the show, that's what you should come to the show for. What about them? What about the governor and his wife?
oh, for a second there, you're thinking like, oh wow, they're definitely not as strong as Frank and Claire. You're like, oh, I can see them, losing control here. And then there's that scene where the governor learns that his British wife responded to a video on social media, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be so mad. And turns out, they're way stronger than I thought because as a team, did I lose you?
No, no, no. You didn't lose me. I didn't get that feeling at all. But
You're just
continue.
shaking your head like, what's he saying? I have gnomes in my house.
Love your wife's giggle out of nowhere. Just like
She's not laughing at us. I think she's laughing at some videos she's watching. But it sounds great as like a backtrack sound thingy.
I didn't get that feeling about them, man. I still have a feeling that they're not as strong as
You
Frank.
didn't have the feeling that he was gonna like yell at her
Yeah, I got that.
hardcore, but then isn't that like cool how she was able to like make him see another side of it? And then it's like, yeah, they are pretty strong actually. There's still a good competition to Frank and Claire, is what I'm saying. Even though for a second you thought they were gonna lose it because Frank and Claire, you can tell they're like, how do they keep their cool, man? Like through all of this, it's like, Have they like sat down for nights on end, like figuring out like on their bed how to make this whole thing work so they become presidents?
Oh man, you just got a little bit robotic, but I think that's what makes Frank and Claire such like a power couple. Is they've been together for so long and they have a similar kind of mindset that they can, in a really dictator kind of way, finish each other's sentences where they know the next move for each other and they can continue moving that way. I don't think this young
I
couple
mean,
has
that's
that
like
yet.
ideal. That's
Ideal in what way? You want a dictator spouse?
no,
Okay.
no. What? No, no.
No, like
Not
fuck
true.
no, man.
A dictator spouse.
That's what they are.
The dictatorspouse.com.
God, so many good ones today.
Maybe that should be a side project where we talk about
Horrible domain names and buy them
and
all.
just shake them out. Yeah, and then we'll be like bankrupt pretty quickly.
I'm gonna leave this one in my cart for the next day or two to see if anybody buys it. If they don't, I will buy it.
Cool. What else, Nima? You haven't. I've brought up all my notes, and you have just been like, yeah,
I'm conversing. I'm the other half of this conversation. One of my questions I had, and it might not be for you, it might be for the audience. If anybody knows, maybe can leave it as a comment answer. What is the point of that hacker guy? I never
Oh.
understood what he was doing in season 4, and I understand it less now.
He was. I think he's. I understand him less now, but I think in season 4 he was in charge of illegally. He was put in. It was the Underwoods put him in charge of illegally using social media for some kind of media propagation.
Okay.
I might be 100% wrong here.
No, I think generally you're right because they've mentioned a few times it's illegal and he does something off of social media.
But I didn't. But I don't understand.
What is he
like-
doing? What is the thing that's illegal actually?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's when it was really complicated. But it was like a strategy using social media because he's a hacker in an illegal way for their benefit. Really, in a nutshell, is what was happening. And now he's being called back because they're like, where is this guy? We need him because he's the one that knows how to make this work. Only they don't know he's working for the bad people, the Underwood.
Right. Like, they've strongly hinted that this is tied to the bulk data collection that was happening to Americans, and so they've tied that into the story. But I don't get it. I honestly just don't get what he's doing. I know he's tied to the Underwoods, and I know he was hired to do whatever internet thing he's doing.
He's using social media in an illegal way to convey the Underwoods' messages, I think.
Okay, that doesn't
And
make
it's,
sense to me.
well, how does it not make sense? He's using the internet in an illegal way
How?
by fucking hacking, dude.
So what is the byproducts of his hack? Like, if
I don't
he's
know.
hacking social media, what is he doing? Posting on behalf of people?
I don't know. That's the thing that that's the thing that we're not smart enough to understand from last season when they explained it.
Okay, all right.
Um, but I had a question. What are the waterfalls?
That's really smart. They said the NSA is using waterfall pictures as backdoors, meaning so many people have waterfall pictures. I assume, and I could be wrong about this. So many people have waterfall pictures, and nobody thinks twice about them. That they can use that photo as a way to hack into people's accounts and their computers and all these things.
Wow.
Right, because the NSA, the
But what was he
CIA.
doing? What was he doing though? What was the purpose of it? Because like you see him do something on the computer in the cool-looking FBI or NSA bureaus, and then you see another big computer in a bigger desk in a bigger room just turn on and have all the shit on the three screens that are there. What
I
did he do?
I think he was sending that program that uses the waterfall pictures as a backdoor to his personal computer's office because they established earlier
Okay.
in the episode
All right.
that's his office.
Thanks.
So
That's good.
and then later on you see him go back to that office and make a call in front of that computer. So I think
Yeah.
he's gonna basically he's saying he has this power now. He can use a backdoor into anybody's account and anybody's account computer.
Yeah. But it's
Dude.
cool because like we don't know if they're actually trying to look for him because they're onto him. He has no idea if they're onto him or not. And so that tension is really cool there. I thought like,
You're talking about that sequence that he's at the NSA and stuff.
I don't think that was English, but
Who's
yeah, mine,
Oh
mine.
no! Are
Felt like-
you saying the suspense was in that sequence, in the NSA sequence?
No, not really suspense, but more like I was sitting there like, oh wow, like it's well done because the audience, I don't know if he's being, I don't know if they're onto him
Right.
because he's obviously like, because he's being investigated, I guess. Like they're using him to do some research into some, I don't know. See, that's all very confusing.
No, I think the way you're thinking makes sense. The way you're thinking makes sense because in season 3, I think it was, or season 2, that first reporter gets arrested almost doing the identical thing. So you're in the back of your mind, you're thinking, "Oh, is something going to happen to this guy?" So you're just
Sure.
sitting there in tension, and then nothing happens, and there's that moment of almost relief where you're like, "Oh, he's
Well,
okay."
you can
for
no,
now.
you can kind of tell he's not going to get caught in a way.
I
think.
was at every moment I was expecting somebody to come through the door, or when he turns off the computer and walks away, I was expecting somebody to be on the other side waiting for him.
Yeah.
If, by the way, if anybody's intrigued, just look into the whole backdoor stuff that's going on with the NSA, CIA, and even private companies. It's insane.
Oh, the actual real life stuff.
Yeah. Like
Oh.
like the way your information is either being viewed or monitored. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. The shit's happening. I'm not gonna fight it. It's too late in the universe to do anything about it. But it's fascinating the way different companies are doing it. Like if I'm not mistaken, CIA had access to what people were watching through their TVs, and
Yeah.
I think that started with Samsung and some other companies trying
Samsung,
to
internet
monitor,
TVs.
right? Trying to monitor how the users are watching TV. Just I think for simply business purposes.
Yeah.
And I think they use the same thing as a backdoor to now look at it for security purposes. And it's crazy.
They're
Samsung's technology knows what you're watching based on just a fraction of pixels that are on the screen in one corner is all it monitors. But even based on that, it will know what you're watching. It's crazy.
what?
Yeah, the Samsung Smart TVs, if I'm not mistaken, the way they were doing tracking of their users wasn't by what's being displayed on the whole screen or the image that's being sent. It was only reading like one tiny portion corner of your screen, and that was enough data for it to know
Yeah.
what the user was watching.
Dude, that's all. This is interesting. That means companies that are making high-end tech are working on technologies that they put in that tech to analyze the consumer's behaviors so that they can sell that consumer more shit.
Of course.
And so then they're closely followed by governmental, agencies
Right.
that maybe are not there yet trying to figure out that technology, but who wants to tap in that technology.
Correct. And they claim they want to do it for good reasons. They want to do it to keep
Sure.
us all safe. But obviously it's
Sure.
still shady.
Well, I don't care. Got nothing to hide, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother discussion about...
I know, that's
if
a
you have nothing
whole-
to hide, you should still care about your privacy. But
I agree.
but I willingly use Google
Like, I'm not wearing
services.
any pants right now, but you can't see that, right?
No, we can definitely see that, Remy. You might want to bring the camera up a little bit. It's a good point for me to mention that we can totally see the over pants. It's 31 minutes. Do you want to wrap it at the 30-minute mark?
Any interesting thoughts that you may have?
Let me see.
Sounds like you just dropped something in your laps.
No, I put my water cup down.
Well, I have 8% on my battery on my laptop, but
What?
they're really using everything that's conspiracy theory related from our daily lives that we hear now more and more on the news or, movies and stuff.
Right.
And just put everything that's governmental related into it's almost like another one of these eternal questions of are the people on top, convoluting. This is another fiction story that shows us this aspect to an extreme.
That's what makes these shows or any kind of fiction story work really well. If it's just off the point of reality. If it's
yes,
that's what
exactly.
draws us in. Because if it goes too far out, people lose interest and
then it's science fiction, and you lose a lot of people.
Right, and it
your
becomes like a soap
demographic
opera and things like that. Yeah.
This is made for mass audience.
Exactly, and it's
But
made
it
for
looks
people.
so stunning, so classy.
All these shows are for people that want to feel smarter, and it's a good thing. It's a good reaction to get out of your audience, and it's a good feeling for your audience to sit there and be like, I'm learning more, or in the back of your mind to go oh, this is like that thing that happened in the real world a week ago.
I've learned. I hope it gives a good insight of how the Congress works. Well, I know this was extreme, but how it's really organized so that legally it's all legal. There's the person with the hammer, the judge or whatever, that's in charge of conducting all these huge meetings with all these freaking Congress people. It's pretty cool, pretty amazing. But still, though, this show does not make me feel like I'm smarter. It does the opposite.
Makes you feel dumb?
Yeah, makes me feel like I have a long way to go to learn.
If you want to what?
No, go for it. Go.
So if you want to learn about American government, watch West Wing.
I'm more interested in how to conduct yourself in a proper manner and using words to your advantage.
So speaking well?
Speaking well. This is one of the reasons we've been doing this. Anyways, we've had these conversations. Wow, this episode. Anyways, we should come back after we watch a few more episodes.
And we will. We're going to come back. We're thinking next Tuesday, unless things change. But we're thinking next Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. That's a good day for me.
People don't know, but we're going to go have awesome burgers and beers tomorrow. Pretty pumped
about our YouTube empire.
Yeah, that's right. The millions that we're making. That's what we do. We have dinner and decide how to spend the millions that we're making. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be a short one. Next one might be a little bit longer. We're not sure. Or it might be the same length. But either way.
We'll see what happens.
Right.
That's a wrap. I'm Remy.
I'm Nima. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back Sunday
for Leftovers finale.
That's right.
The whole show.
Come back. Let's hope that it's going to be as amazing as they're leading up to be, but it may not be.
I mean, I hope it's really good.
But it may not be. But anyway, have a good night, everybody. I'm Nima.
I thought you already had started the exit. I'm Remy. He's Nima. I'm Remy. He's Nima.
I ended it on that. Because,
okay, good. Because I was getting ridiculous.
Quit while you're ahead, right?
Cheers, man. I know you're not drinking, but whatever. Party keeper.
You can cheers on water?
Can you?
I don't know.